you found yourself to be immune to cancel culture? I mean, you talk a lot about your comedian. How have you navigated these past couple of years? You're still standing. You're out there. How do you do it?
You know, it would be hard to say that I was not, affected career wise to some degree by whichever way the winds are blowing, currently and previously to now. So you can't really document it because who knows? Like, well, maybe they wanted you to do this part in this show, but the phone never rang. Maybe that was because of
Yeah.
this. But it's not really documentable, you just can't definitively say this is why this and that is why that because it's kind of invisible. I mean, look, I will put it to you this way. Hollywood is kind of a business where we don't really need anybody. There's always somebody else who can do whatever. And, it's like James Woods is a great actor. He's been in a million movies. And then at some point, he got pretty conservative and he started sounding off about it. Now, James Woods doesn't work. So, Hollywood, James Woods is a fine actor, but we don't need him. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how Hollywood works. They don't. It's like Hollywood works like you're throwing a party and you're inviting all your friends, and then you're like, "Do we need Craig?" And it's like, "Well, I used to like Craig. Yeah, but do we need him for this party? Like, can we have a party without him?" And you go, "No, bring our new friend Vince. He can come instead." And you go, "Yeah, okay." And then just kind of swap them out. And before you know it, Craig's not coming to the party. And that's kind of how Hollywood works. And they definitely are for cancellation and they're for essentially McCarthyism, even though they complain about McCarthyism constantly. They're the biggest practitioners of McCarthyism in real time, which they would probably resent, but it just happens to be accurate. And so for me, I have opinions, and I've always shared those opinions, and I'm pretty accurate in terms of my prognosticating. And here's where we're going, and here's what's happening, or here's what I believe, or this is stupid, or I'm not going along with that. And that was fine for a long period of time, and then things started shifting and they started kind of demanding allegiance and compliance. Like, now here's what we're talking about and here's what we know. And I was like, I disagree with that and I don't believe it to be true, and I believe what I'm saying is true. And they started going, well, this is kind of the new world order if you want to come get invited to the parties and get the jobs and stuff like that. And I just went, well, I can't really go against whatever it is I know to be true. I mean, it's like I interviewed Gavin Newsom on my podcast some years ago, and he was telling me that, the homeless issue was the biggest issue ever for him. He was like the number one homeless issue guy. That's about 9 years ago now.
Yeah,
and
worked out great so far.
It worked out great. And I told him, well, the biggest problem with homelessness, which was almost a decade ago, I said it's junkies and people with mental situations. It's either mental problems or people that are on drugs or both. And then he proceeded to explain to me the real picture of homelessness. And I'll quote him here: was a mother of three whose husband left, who had a full-time job, but she was only getting paid minimum wage. And then I then told him that is not the picture of homelessness. The picture of homelessness is junkies who are out of their mind. That's all we got. Now, he never came back on the show. But the point is this, as an example. I could have agreed with him, except for
Right.
I knew he was 100% wrong. And I could have worked out a situation where me and Gavin Newsom became pretty good friends by me telling him something that I knew was patently false. But then, why be a comedian? And who are you? And then what do you stand for? And I don't even know what you stand for. It's like I said a bunch of stuff around COVID. It got a lot of people very angry. It became
You
true.
and Drew, for sure.
Yeah, me and Dr. Drew, for sure. Now, got us pushed further out from whatever the Hollywood nucleus was. Okay, I could, I wrote a tweet over 2 years ago, and it said, I'll paraphrase, but basically, COVID kills old people and it kills sick people, and the rest of you got played. And who's getting played next time? Because that's the way I looked at the whole
And
thing.
who's getting played next time is a really important question.
Yeah, because I want to be prepared for the next one. Because first off, I don't like the way any of you reacted to this. We shut down schools and beaches and outdoor dining, and you went right along with it and started enforcing it.
Yeah.
We should have never done it. There should have been a rebellion. But anyway, I sent that tweet out. It got a lot of people super angry, really angry, and like Newsweek and stuff like that. And Judd Apatow, who's a friend and who's a really good dude, he called me and he said, "You got to take that tweet down because, people are pissed." And I was like, "Can't do it. It's up today. It's been up for 2 years, however many months. I never touch it. I never took it down. I would never take it down. I would apologize. I would say I'm wrong if I was wrong about it, but that's what happened. Old people and sick people died, and the rest of every 22-year-old dude who doesn't have a pre-existing condition got played.
Right.
So that's my opinion. I think
my son was in school in the fall of 2020, but I'm in Texas.
Right. So I'm in LA, and they closed every school, and it hurt the kids, and I said it would hurt the kids, and then the LA Unified School District started clapping at me, and I was like, "You guys are idiots. You're hurting kids. You're cowards. Go back to work. Stop being a coward. You're either lying or you're cowards or whatever. Go get to work. The guys at the Trader Joe's are working. Go to school. Go teach your kids." And they started coming after me. And I was like, "Look, A, what I'm saying is accurate. And then B, you're hurting kids. And then C, everyone is telling me to shut up." I'm like, I don't know what you want to do or who you think I am or historically. And by the way, all they did is applaud every person historically. They did Rosa Parks was told to ride in the back of the bus, but she didn't. She didn't. It's like, guess where all you are? You're in the back of the bus.
Right.
Right now.
Yeah,
that's what you guys just did with COVID. You all just ran to the back of the bus. So I felt like I had to tell people like over and over again. Like they were like, they want to know what was wrong with me. I was like, "Listen, I know all you guys think Trump is the man. Trump is not the man. Gavin Newsom is the man, and Gavin Newsom shut your beaches, shut your schools, shut your playgrounds, and ruined your small businesses. So if you got a beef, go find Gavin Newsom, you idiots. Don't talk to me." And that's just how I am. And people are like, "Don't talk about this and don't talk about that." And I'm like, I'll talk about anything I want as long as it's accurate. I don't want to dispense false information, but just because you think it's false doesn't mean it's false. And then also, I vetted all this. Now, if it takes you 2 years to come around on who's dying from COVID, that's on you. I happen to know it. I do a lot of interviews, and people are like, "We didn't know anything back then. We didn't," because I would always make fun of everyone. Like, you shut the beaches, you shut the schools, you shut the playgrounds. We didn't know. I said 2 things. How come I knew? Number 1. Number 2, if you didn't know, how about you shut the fuck up? If you don't know, there's stuff I don't know about. I don't talk about it. So then
it's a good point.
Don't make policy if you don't know. So, I got a lot of crap and like kind of pushed further out from wherever that was. But
although you're saying
really
like you're pushed
choice.
further out from, say, Hollywood or entertainment, but I do feel like this has gone way beyond that, right? It's like the people coming at you on Twitter, they're all over the place. And the stuff that's happening when you went around on college campuses with no safe spaces, that's like students from all walks of life, more or less, that are getting triggered by you being yourself. I think there's something really interesting about the role of comedians in this moment we're in, right? It's like you guys are sort of the last. You're the last hope and like the canary in the coal mine for where the society heads, I feel like. How do you think about that? Because it's weird. It's like you're like, I'm just a guy. Don't take me seriously necessarily. But
Well, I believe everything I say, and I believe everything I joke about too. So, you know, when comedians go, "Oh, that was just a joke," they meant it. They mean it. They always mean it. You should always be offended or not offended, but don't let them go, "I was just making a joke." They meant it.
If you like this clip, we've got more where that came from. Be sure to watch the full video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our new videos as they come out each week.